Don't see any traffic in the pattern. I'm not hearing anybody either, so that's a good thing. Probably going to need to engage heading mode here in just a second, aren't I? Yep. 243 is where I want to be going. Spin that guy around, and I'll probably engage that heading in just a second here. 240, 1, 2, 3. We're about a mile from the VOR. Let's get right at a mile, and then we'll engage. It'll give us a little bit of time to turn. All right. Nobody on the radar? Okay, good deal. 3,700. So our altitude looks good. Moncton traffic, Trans-Canada 816, just north of the field. 3,500. We're going to be flying the back course for the ILS runway 6, Moncton. All right, there we go. And again, we're looking right down here at this ADF. We're going to try to just track straight out. Hopefully we'll be fairly lined up. We've got that as well as the runway to kind of help us with our navigation here. If we were in real serious ILS conditions, we would only have this gauge right here to help us. But this is kind of nice for like a... Oh, by the way, it's been a while since you've flown one of these. Here's the runway also. But you basically just track straight out past the runway, and then we make a procedure turn inbound. The NDB, by the way, is, how far out is it? 5.5 DME from... Okay, so I need to do this now. 109.6. Oops, I'm having trouble grabbing it here. 109.6. There's my localizer. All right. Okay, so I am, as you can see, I'm starting to kind of drift a little bit to the left. You can kind of see that with the runway, but you can also see that here. The most basic of navigations, man, just follow the needle, follow the arrow. So we're going to just try to keep that arrow right there in at our 12 o'clock. We're take it out again, 5.5 to the NDB, and then it's technically, I guess I could also be just tracking. Could also be tracking this outbound. I'm going to track the NDB though. I could have tracked the outbound, I guess, off of Moncton as well. So I could have made this just a true ILS or a true VOR approach. But that's okay. I think what I'm going to do, so I've got the frequency 109.7 in there. No, I don't. Now I do. There we go. That'll hopefully give me a DME here in just a second. And I need an approach course of 061. All right. So the localizer is alive, and the glide slope I think is also. Hard to tell. It's yeah, so Mark, that what I was hoping is that this would come alive, and since it doesn't look like it is, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put Moncton back in nav 2. So 1730, and I'm going to turn my DME over there. So now, well, I got to do a little bit of math. It's 12.6 to the NDB. So when we get to 12.6 here, we know we'll be right at Riverview, excuse me, and I've drifted to the right just a little bit, so let me adjust that. So that's how we'll know. And again, I can show you guys this. I don't know why I'm not showing you this. So Moncton, it tells us, hey, we're coming off of here on a 243, and it's to the NDB, you go 243 for 12.6 miles. So when we get there, that's when we know we've passed Riverview. But again, I was hoping that I could get 5.5 off of my localizer also, just for confirmation. But anyway, 12.6 will work. I mean, that's fine also, because I'm probably not going to just keep flipping back and forth. Yeah, it doesn't look like I have a DME off that localizer, so that's okay. That's okay. I'm a little bit right of course, so let's adjust. Just bring it around a little bit here. And once we get to 12.6, then we're pretty much cleared to make that procedure turn whenever we want to. It's kind of up to you. And I think as soon as we get past that, we'll go ahead. And so the procedure turn, we're going to be making a right-hand turn to 286. And then we'll be making a left-hand turn back around 106. And then we'll be intercepting that localizer. So normally you report inbound after the procedure turn, if I understand correctly. Okay, there's 11, so another mile and a half or so, and we'll be making that turn. Speed is down a little bit here. Let's bring the speed back up. I don't need to be at 100 quite yet. I could be more like a $120 or so. That's right. Just get it in the crosshairs and pull the trigger, man. That's all you got to do, right, Kenny? Okay. Well, I think we're not right on the money here, but we're also getting close to the NDB. So this is going to get like hyper ultra sensitive, and it'll flip around. That's the other way we'll know, by the way, that we're at the NDB. When this guy flips around. So 12.6 was what it was supposed to be, and yeah, look at that thing turning around. So I think we just crossed right over the top of it. Okay, so let's turn 286. 281, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll fly that for a minute. Let's get set there, and I'll turn my timer on. Alright, timer started. And then we'll turn it back around and see if we can land this baby. I bet we still don't have a DME, do we? Nope, still don't. All right, well, we'll leave it on there. That won't hurt our navigation at all, and we'll just understand that is about 7 miles. That VOR is about 7 miles away from Moncton, so we'll just subtract 7, whatever we see on that DME. Okay, there's 50 seconds. We're going to make a left-hand turn back to 106, and we'll report inbound off of that. 9 and 60. All right, left-hand turn 106. There's 6. Moncton Center, Transcan 816 on inbound on the procedure turn, runway 6, Moncton. I want to say I had 1944 somewhere on one of the pieces of documentation, but I'm not 100% sure. It was kind of early to mid 40s, World War II era. All right, there's the localizer and the glide slope. So those are two good things to have. And I'm going to go ahead and just arm the approach right now. As we're inbound 106, here comes the localizer already, and there's the airfield. So it is kind of nice to have that visual. Oh, it's grabbed the glide slope. Okay, we're good. We need, except for our speed has kind of gotten away from us. Okay, let's do a real quick approach checklist here. Tail wheel is confirmed, locked. Yep, it's forward. Flaps as required. We need to get below 140 for gear. We are there, so I can actually toss a notch of flaps in right now. Pitot heat is, propeller high RPM, and we're already auto rich on the mixture. Looking for a glide of about 110. Oh, you can see we maybe are a little bit off with our airport data and the ILS here, although we are kind of correcting, but you can see we're definitely not lined up. Definitely not lined up. That's okay. We successfully captured what ILS data we had, so let's come off of that. We're going to hand fly this. It's good for us to practice that as well. Drop below the glide slope a little bit. We're still a little bit left. We're really crabbing here quite a bit, aren't we? Yeah, this is going to be one of those where the runway's hidden behind the I'm going to have to move over a little bit. Alright, there we go. A little slow. Back on the glide slope though as well. I'm going to go ahead and put the gear down. That'll get the nose coming down a little bit. I've overcorrected slightly on the localizer. Second notch of flaps coming in. We're also getting a little bit low. Moncton traffic, Transcan 816 on the final runway 6, Moncton. Not quite grabbing that glide slope. Just a little bit low. There she comes. Okay, third notch is in. Definitely a little windier here. Start to pull back some power. Looking for about 75. Well, it's a much better approach. Let's see if it translates into a better landing here, folks. I think I'm just going to do flaps 3 landing. I don't think I'm going to put that last notch in there. Getting a little bit slow. Oops. Lost my glide slope a little bit here as well. Might be a little long on this one, guys. Alright, I see a 6. That's good. And I think I have a taxiway coming up here as well. Yeah, 173, that was a little better. Taxiway Echo. Echo, 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 Echo. Clean up the flaps. Keep it moving, baby. Come on. Come on, we got to get off this runway. Definitely a better one to end on, that's for sure.